Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Limis. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. $500 million has just been received by the CNMI. Also tonight, quarantine and testing won't be necessary to some travelers. And the Democrats push for our U.S. delegate to take a seat in the governor's office. In sports, a select few can proclaim, "I'm the fastest in school." Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're in a race whether we know it or not.
And build our new normal.
Pinapamalit si PL.
Let's vaccinate, CNMI!
Half a day to the WAMI and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, May 17th, 2021. We start you off tonight with some breaking news. The funding from the American Rescue Plan Act, amounting to $481 million, has just been received by the CNMI Department of Finance this afternoon. $481 million is allocated to the CNMI from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 for state, local, and tribal governments. Governor Torres announces that the money is finally in.
This money, we have time frame to spend the money, to spend it right. So that's exactly what this administration, the Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of Finance, has been working really hard to make sure that we have the appropriate spending plan. And of course, we will share this with the legislature. So we look forward to working with the legislature, all the departments, the different branches of government.
The Torres-Palacios administration made a formal request for funding to be used in the ongoing COVID emergency, replenishment of lost government revenue, and to bring back jobs that were lost due to the pandemic. Funding has also been provided for capital projects, infrastructure improvement, additional rental assistance, and small business credit expansion.
Well, it brings so much hope for everybody. That's our goal, is to bring back the economy. We have this opportunity. We want to make sure we bring it, we do it right. Our tourism is our only industry. As you know, through the Governor's Economic Council advisors, with the more than 55 private-public partnership through MOU on all the different tourist sites, our goal is to make CNMI a world-class tourism industry. This destination is not going to happen overnight, but through the effort and transformation, I believe that setting this tone now in focusing on our tourist revitalization, working with our local resources, support our small businesses, and give opportunities to our locals.
Governor Torres also has big plans for Rhoda and Tinian.
I want to also focus on some industry like Rhoda. They're really good in farming, so I want to give funds to Rhoda and focus on farming. Tinian has excellent ranching with their cattle. I want to promote that, enhance that, and hopefully they can also export the quality beef that they have. And then Saipan, we can focus on fishing or other industries. So we're looking at diversifying not just our tourism market here in CNMI, but as well as our economy to look at different ways.
Handling the ARPA funds does have a process, and Governor Torres states he wants to do it right.
We've been working with finance, OMB, and even with the different departments, even as far as the different branches of government, some entities. So we will be meeting with finance again to make sure that our expenditure plan, along with the guidelines, are met. And then I will be calling with the legislature. I'll be calling the speaker and the president. And then we go from there and share what the priorities of the government and make sure that our debts and our pending deficit is addressed accordingly and what is appropriate for us to spend. Again, it all boils down to the guidelines. So we're going to follow through the guidelines and make sure that we follow through that law.
Quarantine protocols are eased for fully vaccinated travelers into the CNMI. Effective today, fully vaccinated travelers coming in from a Level 1 jurisdiction on the CDC travel list do not have to quarantine or get tested upon arrival in the CNMI. This change comes after a CDC announcement on the non-limited activities fully vaccinated individuals can do.
If you're fully vaccinated, there's so many activities that you can participate in and that you don't need to wear a mask and you don't need to social distance. So those are things that have come out recently. And again, we respect the data that has come out and the guidance from CDC, because even in our own data here in the CNMI, we're seeing that as well. We're, like I said, in our cases, the recent cases that we've had in actually 3 weeks already, they are from day 1 and day 5, but they were also from those that were not vaccinated at all. So we wanted to make sure that, so again, that shows that the vaccines definitely do work.
These travelers do, however, have to provide verifiable vaccination documentation and pass assessment on their household or lodging inspection. Hospital Chief Esther Munia.
Are you vaccinated? Are you fully vaccinated? That will be the first question that will be asked as a traveler. And the second question will be, can we verify that? And it will not be our team that's going to be calling, Department of Health of California, Department of Health from Guam. It will be you to upload your document from that Department of Health when you are registering into the system.
And if these travelers fail the household assessment, the travelers will self-monitor at home. The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation and the Governor's COVID-19 Task Force have released new guidance on travelers coming in from jurisdictions other than Level 1. CNMI Democrats are on an endeavor to get Congressman Gregorio Sablan in the upcoming election. The CNMI Democratic Party has launched an online petition seeking 2,022 signatures that may convince Congressman Gregorio Sablan to run for governor in the 2022 election. Party Chairwoman Nola Hicks states immediately after the midterm election, discussions already began on who would be their frontrunner for governor and lieutenant governor.
At that time, we had floated the idea of, Kilili running for governor, because, he has been the only one that's been able to run successfully unopposed, and he had ran unopposed in the last election. So there were a lot of people that were approaching the party and making suggestions to have him run.
According to Hicks, as the gubernatorial election gets closer and closer, their party has received a lot of comments to try to get Kilili on the ballot for governor. Hicks states she's already spoken to the congressman and respects whatever his decision will be.
We chat, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and he's got a lot going on. I have spoken to him about this before. He did make comments before, online about if nobody was willing to step up to the plate, he'd probably consider. I don't know where he stands as of now, whether or not he would want to run for delegate or, governor. But, the idea is to make sure that he knows that he has support.
The Democratic lineup for the 2022 election is in the works.
A lot of people were hesitant to come out and address the party because they were waiting to see what the midterms were going to look like. And now that we successfully, ran a slate of candidates, we have a majority leadership in the House, we have solid minority in the Senate. There has been talks about people that are very much interested in running for office. I personally believe that once we announce and solidify our confirmations for governor, lieutenant governor, and delegate, my assumption is that everything should fall into place after that.
The CNMI 18th Youth Congress inauguration took place over the weekend up on Capitol Hill. Here is a Sights and Sounds.
I will.
And that I will
Faithfully discharge. My duties. As a senator. Of the 18th Youth Congress. So help me God. Congratulations, everybody.
As leaders and lawmakers, we are called to serve our people, to listen to our community, and use our positions as a step to change.
As your youth senator, I vow to work for you, to work with you, and to do everything in my power, along with my fellow senators, to improve the lives of the youth in the CNMI.
As we learn to understand our problems, we will be able to create a long-lasting solution that can enable us to secure a firm, tranquil, and prosperous future for generations to come.
Gaigitu Pogu Gwini, para who representa interventi iman hopin ni CNMI, di todo ini nasinyahu. Megay jantahineku ini necesidad siya para iman hoben. Hafa iman necesita Pogu, sinya hatiadzu iman necesita agupa. Iman hoben Pogu manasinya Maria Lisa, zau magana mos ki sinya magwifi. Zaput esti idinisiahu iparbagu kriansa zan bayadzuda esti na diniseya osino gwinifi.
I can assure you that all of us will not only lead with force, but with passion. When you work with your mind, it is easy to get distracted and to lose the motivation and drive to do your best. But when you have this involved, the drive to do better never truly dies.
So wonderful to be here today and see 80% of our youth senators to be females. So I want to congratulate you guys.
Smooth sailing sea does not craft you to be a skilled sailor. You need to expect those turbulences. You need to expect those rough seas, because those are what's going to mold you into becoming the leader that you already are yourself today.
It is my duty as Commissioner of Education to embrace your voice and the goals that you have set in the new normal. Your collaborative effort in prioritizing working together with the same goals and visions for the youth is something that we will set at the table ready for you when we convene on our Special Board of Education.
It's a great day for the youth. It's a great day for the CNMI. It's a proud moment for families and all their supporters, but it's the beginning of a journey, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing these kids go to work these senators go to work and seeing how they're going to affect change in our community.
So I'm excited to see this body who've just taken office today to represent the 18th installation. And having been here in the first 3 installations, that was many, many years ago. I'm happy to be here to witness this body come into office. And, I will make my office available to help them or advise them along the way should they need any assistance.
As a former youth senator, it has in a way prepared me and also sparked my interest in serving our community, especially at this level. And so I just want to congratulate all youth senators, as well as I wish them the best of luck, and I open my doors to them should they need assistance or advice.
Coming up, not only do you learn some interesting things about the CNMI, but you can win a prize with our Tourism Month promotion. Stay tuned.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Half a day, CNMI. Did you know that car crashes are the leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 13? In order to keep your children safe during a car crash, make sure you select the right type of car seat for their age and size. A rear-facing car seat should be used from birth to 12 months or up to 3 years old. Forward-facing car seats are for children from 1 to 3 or up to 7 years old. Booster seats are for children from 4 to 7 or up to 12 years old. Seat belts are for children 8 to 12 years old or older. For a seat belt to fit properly, the lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs, not the stomach. The shoulder belt should lie snugly across the shoulder and chest and not across the neck or face. Do not move your child to the next car seat level until he or she reaches the top height and weight limit allowed by your car seat's manufacturer. Remember, your children are the most precious cargo when driving. Keep us safe and buckle us in. We depend on you. Thank you.
A meal replacement smoothie is a great way to keep your fitness goals on track during 2021, and they taste great. It's fast and easy. The May smoothie of the month is pineapple carrot cake. It includes banana, granola, raisins, cinnamon, carrots, and pineapple with 21.5 grams of protein. It's good for your eyes and good for your waistline. Check out the Shake Cafe, Gold's Gym, Garapan. Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
The Tan Soo Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Do you have the flexibility to work out between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m.? At Gold's Gym, we call this off-peak, and it can save you money. Short-term daytime memberships on sale now, just $59 per month, and gets you access to the biggest and cleanest fitness center on island. Get yourself healthy and strong. Check out Gold's Gym today.
We're in a race whether we know it or not.
And build our new normal.
Pinapamalit si PL.
Let's vaccinate, CNMI!
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Where is the highest point in the Marianas? How about in Micronesia?
In 2018, members of the High Pointers Club, a group that climbs the highest peak in each state and territory, completed their journey of climbing to the top of all 50 states and territories by tackling this peak in the Mariana Islands. Our trivia question was around this. What did they climb and how high is it? Many of you said Mount Tapachow. That's high, but it is not the highest. John Ogden knew that it was Mount Agregan, and he is the winner of our trivia question from Friday. He wins a gift certificate from the Marianas Visitors Authority. Congratulations, John.
Exhausting, grueling, tough, but well worth it. Those are some of the things a group of high pointers from the mainland expressed while climbing to the top in 2018. Let's take a look.
You know, they get a couple hundred people up on the top of Mount Everest every year, right? There's been less than 20 people that have stood on the top of Agrahan and looked down into the crater.
Mount Agregan stands 3,166 feet above sea level. That makes it the highest peak in the CNMI and all of Micronesia. Getting to the top of that mountain is not an easy task.
The southern part of the island is covered in rather thick swordgrass, ranging in 6 to 8 foot tall and quite dense, so you're not just going to shove your way through it.
Clint Call, along with other members of his group, the High Pointers, plus a couple of locals, summit the mountain this past weekend. Call and his uncle Roger has done this climb a few times already. Roger was the mastermind for these adventures.
I've done all of 50 summits of the states, and so I was the one that said, well, what do you do next? And so you start on the territories, and I assure you that this territory is by far the hardest.
It's steep at the beginning, and the swordgrass is really, really tough. You can see I got a bunch of scrapes still on the insides of my arms. I wore long pants, so my legs are okay, but you really need the right equipment and gear to protect yourself.
One major issue for the crew, the tropical heat.
I think it had to do with the temperatures. Finally, we had someone here who had a thermometer, and he was measuring temperatures at high camp at 75 degrees, and I know last year it was far less than that, probably 5 to 10 degrees cooler last year. So just the heat drained us.
It drained them so much that one climber suffered a heat stroke.
My friends here evacuated me back to the ship, and I spent the rest of the expedition there.
Although spending the rest of the trip inside the ship, Rob Suero says it was still enjoyable.
That's what makes it fun, is the challenge. It is really hard. And so that experience is still good, and I still really enjoyed that.
For the rest of the crew, the 5-day hike to the top of Mount Agregan is a sight that they'll never forget.
Everyone got to enjoy the crater views and looking to the south and seeing where we had come up. As being cloud-free, so we were extremely lucky. And to me, looking down into the crater on the fumarole, it's 800 foot lower. It's just an amazing view and well worth the effort.
It's always great being able to get to the summit of someplace new, look down into the crater, see the little bit of sulfur that's still coming out of the bottom of the volcano that's there, and know that there's very, very few people, count them on fingers and toes, that have actually been there to be able to see that same view.
That crater view is worth it. Okay, it really is. I'm sure people have taken pictures from airplanes, but there's just nothing quite like standing there and seeing that, what Mother Nature has built. So it's an amazing sight.
Tonight's trivia question is centered around sports.
With year-round tropical weather, there is no bad season to play golf. Coral Ocean Point, designed by Larry Nelson, sits on the southern shores of Saipan with views of Tinian and overlooks water where a Spanish galleon loaded with treasure once sunk. Lau Lau Bay, designed by Greg Norman, boasts 36 holes of spectacular play with several holes built right along the ocean. And the aptly named Kingfisher Golf Links with water holes and wildlife is a local favorite. Rhoda has a beautiful course as well, and other courses on Saipan include Saipan Country Club and Mariana Country Club. Tonight's trivia question: which is the longest hole on Saipan? You can email your answer to chris@kspn2.com. First correct winner wins a gift certificate from the Marianas Visitors Authority.
Wow, I do not know the answer to that question, so don't ask me. All right, coming up, who's the fastest? Who's got bragging rights in the schools? We'll have that story next.
The newest in entertainment lets you do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus. Watch your favorite live and local channels, stream movies and shows on TV, on your phone, and on your tablet, right from your Docomo Pacific Wi-Fi. No more wires, no more cable boxes, now with the best price. Do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus.
Did you know CNMI's coral reefs and seagrass ecosystems are worth about $115 million a year? Coral reefs alone are valued over $100 million a year. All the more reason these precious ecosystems must continue to be protected. Coral reefs are important to the people of the CNMI because they provide traditional and subsistence uses, production of commercial food products, recreational opportunities for a healthy tourist economy, and physical protection from storms. Do not break or collect coral to take home with you. We need them. Corals are living animals, and it takes decades to create reef structures. Planting trees, grass, and shrubs on bare soil helps prevent sediment from entering our oceans. Trees also help fight climate change. Use a rain barrel and collect water from roofs, yards, and paved surfaces. You can help keep storm water on your property and pollutants out of waterways by building a rain garden. The ocean floor isn't a dance floor. Stepping on corals can break them. Maintain buoyancy when snorkeling or diving. Nutrients from excess fertilizer increases algae growth that blocks sunlight to corals. Coral reefs need clean, clear water to survive. Help keep our beaches litter-free. Always take out your own trash and a little bit more. Anchor in sandy areas away from coral and seagrass or use mooring buoys so the anchor and chain do not drag on nearby corals. Reduce, reuse, rethink, repair, refuse, recycle. Do not feed the fish. Do not take or step on coral. Do not collect shells. Do not fish. Help with local tree planting community events, local beach cleanups, and get involved in protecting your watershed. Participate in training or education programs that focus on reef ecology. You can make a difference. Please contact Mina to get involved in community conservation.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, the McDonald's All-Schools Track and Field Championships concluded Friday and Saturday. Let's see who's the fastest in the land, or at least in the classroom. PSS teams up with Northern Marianas Athletics with the sponsorship of McDonald's to pull off this annual event involving hundreds of students and dozens of volunteers beginning in March with qualifiers. Student support was a sign of the times. Top 3 finishers step up to the podium to get gold, silver, and bronze medals. Here are your 3,000 boys U14 finalists. Now let's see who's the fastest. Girls 14 and under.
False start.
All right, this one for real. In lane number 4, the winner, Tamia Kileleman Hicks from Dan Middle School. Boys 14 and under, many choosing to run barefoot. Cristobal Dela Cruz edges Jasper Hall. Whoa.
Nice one, Leon.
Girls 18 and under, Casey Cruz from Saipan Southern High School wins in a thriller. Boys 18 and under final.
Jesus,
that was close.
That was so close. Anybody got that?
I got it.
There. Unofficially, I'm not calling it. There ain't no way. That's way too close for me to call. We'll wait on the officials there.
All right. It's Agape Christian School 1 and 2. Eason Tang and Bill Lee in a photo finish.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735.
All right, another hot day here in the Marianas on Saipan at the airport. 91 the high, below 81, humidity 63%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers and winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. Out of the east, high 90, low 80. Seas are 5 to 7 feet. Sunrise 5:47, high tide at 8. No, check that. 10:26 in the morning, low tide at 6:16, sunset at 6:39. That's it for Monday's news, sports, and weather. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you back here Wednesday.